everybody. Miss Pink is back. I know it's been a little minute. I have a new light. Um, y'all know how I get with the reviews. I just like to take my time. I like for things to digest. We're gonna focus on movies today. We're gonna review 4 movies, 3 old, 1 new. Just because I didn't see it when it came out and I really wanted to see it, and now I can talk about it because I have free will. Today's review, we will be reviewing Opus, Weapons, Blink Twice, and The Iron Claw. I'm gonna start off with Weapons because it's like the newest. Weapons was really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. I liked the storyline, I liked the plot, I liked the way that the story was told from a bunch of different perspectives. I will say they were losing me a little bit in the middle. I'm like, there were moments where I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, this is mad random. There was a moment where there was like an AK-47 above the house in somebody's dream. Then we got the crackhead's perspective. He's living a totally different life. That part was like crazy. And it had a lot of comedic relief though. Like, it felt more like a comedy thriller rather than like a rated R scary movie. It was actually mad funny. Like, it was mad funny. So I'll give it that. I will say though, I feel like the girls are trying to give it like best movie of the year. I feel like the girls are trying to give it what Sinners was, and baby, it's just not that. No tea, no shade. Like, it was good. Wasn't Sinners good? No. It was one of those movies where like you're sitting like this for like 3/4 of the movie, and then at the climax, everything starts to make sense, and you're like, it was one of those. So I will also say it was just getting crazier and crazier as we kept seeing a new perspective, and that was interesting. They had my girl in there from Ozark. My girl, I don't know her name, but my girl from Ozark and Fantastic Four, that's my girl. And Anna Delvey, great actress, love her down. Fuck you talking about, love her down. I'm gonna give Weapons a 8 out of 10. Only because there were moments where I was like, ooh, y'all are losing me. I don't know what's going on. Slightly bored and confused. But once I got back on track, T. Favorite part of the movie, when them kids was chasing that old woman. Yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You reap what you sow. And they tore her ass up, literally. Yeah, that part 8. Sorry, that part 8 down. That part 8 down. And I will say the camera work in the movie was really, really, really good. I really liked the way that the camera was like head level perspective. It didn't feel like I was like watching from like a screen level, if that makes sense. It felt like they made it a point to like follow each main character at the time around from like a first person point of view is what it looked like they were trying to achieve throughout the whole movie. And I really enjoyed that, even with the camera like being on the doors of everything. Like, that was cool. When the kids was chasing that old woman and they had a camera on her and the kids was busting through windows, that was fire as hell. Next, I'm going to talk about The Iron Claw because I watched that this morning. Gorgeous movie. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Sad story. Damn near worse than the series of unfortunate events. Like, good googly moogly. This family cannot catch a break. This family can't catch a break. And it's like, my thing is, the daddy, like, he want everybody to live his dream out. And it's like, you got to know when to stop. You done lost 3 out of your 4 sons. You got to know when to give it up. Okay? Then I just felt really bad for the youngest son because it's like, he loved music. He don't want to do this. He don't want to do none of this. Give a damn about this. But I also think it was also it was like making a lot of different points about a lot of different things, I feel. One of the things mainly being mental health and how mental health runs in the family. Like, they swore up and down that their family had a curse, but it's like, no, y'all probably have some type of depression or suicidal mental issues going on in your bloodline. And I feel like athletes or people in certain professions like kind of neglect their mental health for the sake of their profession, and that is exactly what this family was doing. One guy was taking drugs, one guy was like, I think they were both taking drugs, ignoring the pain from their body just to keep going so their dad won't be disappointed. Also, father son culture. I'm not a father or a son. It was interesting to see that in that way though. Like it was real strict around there, like not a lot of room for emotional expression, which is just scary. But it's also like what can push you to what ends up happening in the movie, which is two of the sons die from suicide, child. One of them, the only one of them's death was accident. And it's like, ooh, jinkies. Great movie overall. Like I love a good story. The moments where they show like the family being together and like them all embracing each other, it was so sweet and so beautiful. So like every down that the family had, you were there with them, and it was like a really like tear jerking movie, honestly. Like it was really good, tear jerking. Zac Efron, I don't know if he got any academic recognition from his performance. But baby, give that man the Oscar. Give that man the Oscar. Give him something because Frank Carey, especially as like an older sibling, he carried that weight and you could see it from the beginning of the movie to the end. Loved it down. So what would I rate Iron Claw? I'm gonna rate Iron Claw a 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10. It was just sad as hell. Things kept happening. Like this family can't get a break. It's just sad. And then the daddy don't is like not even allowing anybody to express anything. He's only focused on having his heavyweight champion belt in his house for some scripted ass wrestling. Like, yo, your son just died. They hadn't even buried him 12 hours ago. You're talking about some who gonna replace him in the ring. Tomfoolery. Blink Twice. Good watch. That was a good watch. Zoe Kravitz, great directorial debut. It was a good fucking watch, I'm not gonna lie. I loved how we are following the first character. I love how the main character, I don't remember her name right now, but essentially like they build this scenario where she's just like so used to not being in the spotlight, so used to being put down, so that when this one famous white man who is already in hot water for some type of abuse in the public eye or whatever. He's already in some type of hot water, but as soon as he starts paying attention to her, she is just like her world changes. And they go to this island and all types of tomfoolery start happening on this island. And they don't remember any of it because they're like developing some drug where so many things can happen, but you don't remember anything. It's a great thriller, great suspenseful thriller. Because I love the colors. The colors were beautiful. The cinematography was beautiful. And I really liked the kind of like theme of women empowerment at the end. Like in the end, come to find out, they have been doing this for years. Like she had been to the island before. This was her second time there. And he was like, they were just abusing these women and making them forget and doing it again every night. So once she woke up and figured it out, she basically flipped a coin on him, started abusing him, took over his life, took over his money. Now she was on top. And it's like, you know what, sister? I respect it. I respect it, as you fucking should. Great movie overall, though. Like, cinematography wise and like photography wise, gorgeous movie. Gorgeous colors, gorgeous shots. I'd give Blink Twice a 9 out of 10. It was cool. It was cool. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I can't give it that 10th point just because the trauma of the movie was a bit like spooky, ooky, ooky. You gotta like be prepared before you watch it because there's some gruesome things going on in there. And last but definitely not least, Opus. I watched Opus a couple weeks ago. Opus was very good, but it was also like your typical cult movie. Like you go, you find out you're dealing with a cult and you're trying to escape, and they find you and catch you while you're trying to escape, but then you somehow get out. But plot twist, this time it was like all a part of the cult's magical scheme. Like they specifically picked this one girl to come because they saw that she had never got an opportunity to write a big story. So they knew that the one time that she got an opportunity to write a big story, she would write it about them and her experience dealing with this cult. But that was all in efforts to literally just spread their cultural like religion. Like they did it with purpose, which is crazy to think about. Like you were literally used in the long game of things, and the main pop star slash cult leader exposes this to her after she escapes the tomfoolery, and maybe like a year or so after he's in jail or whatever. He was just like, yeah, we knew it would be you. You just helping me spread my community. And that part was crazy. What I didn't like about Opus though, it was like you could tell certain scenes were just filler scenes, like just stuff going on. Then there was a musical scene in there. I don't like when movies have uncalled for musical scenes. I don't like that. But Io, 8 down. She looked gorgeous the whole movie. Body T, face T. She looked good. She acted good. I'll give Opus a 7.5. It was good, even a little creepy. Too many filler moments, and yeah, I feel like the storyline, we could have got a little deeper. We could have got a bit more crazy, a bit more of a plot twist in there. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I wanted to come on here and give y'all a little review real quick. I know I ain't done it in a while. That will be all for today. Cute, sweet, short to the point. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next review. Like, comment, and subscribe. And toodles.